time for rollies.
It's time for rollies. Still rolling my Vex die because this is the one that I still have with me right now.
Still rolling my Keyleth die because she's my girl. So I have a couple others, but I want to do this one.
I'm going lefty.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm still going to stick with my right.
Okay.
Hopefully it won't fall off the desk this time.
It would be really funny if it did, though.
1, 2, 3, roll. I got a 10.
14! I win!
Can I,
No.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Rated MA. I'm Meg. This is Allie, and we are continuing our rewatch of the Legend of Vox Machina. This is going to be episode 4, Shadows at the Gates. If you see Allie and I looking down at any point throughout this episode, we are taking notes because we have a review portion at the end of every episode. So we're not ignoring you. We're not ignoring the show. We are just strictly taking notes. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see a little bit more Vax in this
You're
episode.
so me.
Allie, do you have anything to add before we jump right in? Or Misty step right in?
Yeah! A Misty Step. Low-key, Misty Step, one of my favorite spells. If I have the option to prepare Misty Step, I will take it.
Hey, there we go. If I have any option to prepare Moonbeam, I will take it.
Yeah, Meg fucks me up with the Moonbeam every goddamn time. I hate that fucking spell.
You gave it to me.
I did.
Ready to hop in?
Yeah, let's go.
Something is very wrong with Uriel. He's under the Briarwood's influence. I can feel it.
That is a considerable accusation.
And she's right.
But I can get it. I just need time and access to...
Imon owes you a debt. Until this is resolved, you are hereby confined to your keep under house arrest.
How can you arrest a house?
How can you arrest a house?
It's one of my favorite grog lines in the show.
Silas, stop! My book! They have my book!
A minor inconvenience, my love.
But that tome contains details of
It
our...
will avail them of nothing. We have the means of retrieving it, don't we?
Making a section for my mat counter.
We really do need like a mat tally if we don't already have one.
Tell you, man, I'm going to find a photo of his face that we can use and just put him on the bottom.
As you should.
Filthy hands off my instrument! The more you resist it longer...
Jarrett!
Come on, man. It's not a weapon. I just want to serenade the group.
Then you're doing us a favor.
Your belongings will be returned if you are exonerated. If you attempt to escape, you will be executed.
Oh.
Get there. So...
Okay, I do love Percy
Frog!
looking like that,
What?
though.
I know we have
I
lots to
know.
talk about, but I'm not turning into a vampire, am I?
Stupid ass. I love him.
So what are we waiting for? Let's fuck up these guards and bust out of here.
Oh, so you'd like to be fugitives of the crown, wanted in every corner of Taldore?
Maybe Pike has a spell that can cure him.
Oh.
We should focus on this book. I mean, look at dead bodies, wolves. It's some kind of fucked up evil diary.
This is actually one of my favorite episodes of the show, I think, of season 1. I love this episode.
So what does it say?
Oh, it says pyramid, spirits of the dead, and right here in tiny letters it says, fuck you guys.
Oh, lovely. You gotta translate this.
They're so funny. I love them. That's so Sam and Liam.
I was using that.
We need to talk. All of us.
Yeah, Percy, what was that behavior?
What would you like to discuss, Vexalia?
For a start, what the hell happened back there?
My bad.
I wasn't aware that you were owed information about my past. And how exactly was I to know the Briarwoods would be attended?
I want to know about the smoke! Sorry.
Vax was like, damn, girl, shut up.
But you don't know the Briarwoods. What they did to my family.
Then why don't you tell us?
I love the reflections on Percy's
When
glasses.
they arrived in Whitestone,
It's so anime. It's so
Briarwoods came
cool.
as allies.
I love it.
They brought dark ambitions and allowed no one to stand in their way. Not even children. They slaughtered us in cold blood. The Briarwoods know I'm alive now, and they are not in the habit of leaving loose ends.
So what's your plan?
Oh. Has like this the sound of lightning too Like the
It has
electric.
like the crackle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look up her neck too. Yeah.
veins. Yeah.
Oh, you can't take the cutlery. What if we get hungry?
Eat a fucking sandwich.
That was Matt. That was Matt.
2 Mets.
Huh?
No, no. No, no.
That's not good. I would not stay there. I would leave.
Is someone there?
Is something there? Motherfucker. What do you think?
Come on. Everlight?
This domain is so cool.
Oh, hey. You use this to talk to your goddess? Hello? This thing on? Am I talking in the wrong end?
I love him.
After that spell hit me, the Everlight, it's like she can't hear me anymore.
I mean, when people can't hear me, I'll just shout louder.
I love their friendship so much.
I know they actually have my favorite in terms of like dynamics in Critical Role. They are one of my favorites,
think she's
probably
mad at
on
you?
par with Caleb
Well,
and Beth
maybe-
from Campaign 2. But man, I love Grog and Pike. I really do love them. And I love Travis and Ashley too. They are probably two of my favorite players besides Liam. And it's funny because Age of Umbra is actually coming out right now. That the time that Meg and I are recording, episode 4 just came out. And Travis and Ashley sit next to each other in that campaign, which just makes me happy.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sure that's fine.
see, that's so fucked up.
Yeah, I'm sure that's fine.
Just a flesh wound.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
Fan out.
Oh, trinket.
Give us a fuss, boy. Nothing.
I think that was Matt.
What did you do?
Don't look at me. All I did was make a hoagie.
5 of my men are dead.
Oh, it's so creepy.
Chancing, I guess it was them.
Oh, like why overkill it like that? Like why?
Oh, that sucked.
Look at the table. It's their D&D table.
I didn't even notice that.
It's the table that they use in the campaigns.
That's so cool.
It's shaped exactly like their table in the actual campaigns.
I love these little Easter eggs.
I do too.
I thought you said it wasn't a weapon. Obvious lie.
Not that any of these will do fuck all.
I think there's an episode where they walk into a room and there are guards playing D&D. I think that's in a later episode though. I don't remember where it is.
Pike?
I said I can't!
Come on, Keyleth.
Come on, Kiki. Let's go, Keyleth. Let's go, baby.
I love her.
Oh, that's right. I love Vax right here.
Just
Also, this Percy moment is pretty awesome. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Don't make us fight you too.
You intend to stop those that did this to my men.
You have my word.
yes.
I'm going to Whitestone.
And so are we. If we beat Silas, his charm on Uriel will fade.
And we can clear our names. Honestly, I wouldn't last a day in prison with this face. Look at
Scanlan. Read the room.
Thank you. All of you.
Trinket. Hi, buddy.
Trinket's seen some shit.
That's an understatement.
Very well. To Whitestone.
And Percy is pale as I am.
Real felt.
I'm not going.
What? What do you mean?
I can't hear the Everlight. It's like you said, Grog. I think I need to tell her sorry.
Well, I'll come with you. Like old times.
Oh,
Just you and me.
I have to do this alone, buddy.
this is me when you left LA.
Oh,
You can always talk to me, even if I'm not around.
I'm gonna need to watch some Ashley and Travis happy moments after this to feel better about myself.
You're their light now.
Pike. Separating Pike and Grog just feels wrong to me.
Come back, Pike.
They're best buddies.
You got this, Pike.
You got it, Pikey.
So, Allie, that was Legend of Vox Machina, episode 4, Shadows at the Gates. What did you think?
That one is one of my favorite episodes of this season. I think you learn a lot about the characters, and I also think just like the creatures that they fight, these like undead monsters, are super cool.
Yeah, I think they're race, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're either wraiths or some sort of ghoul. I'm actually not sure what they're supposed to be, but they could be shades. I'm not sure. There's a bunch of different undead monsters they could be.
What made me think that they're a race is because when Keela was able to cast the sunlight, race are known to completely flee, and that's what
Mm,
they were trying to do.
could be.
They also cannot attack in sunlight, if I'm correct.
Well, if that's what it is, they probably were wraiths then. I'm not 100% sure. There's like I said, there's a bunch of different types of undead monstrosities that they could have been. So could have been a bunch of different things. But like I said, you learn a lot about the characters and a lot about character dynamics in this episode. A lot that's like really useful for understanding who Vox Machina is individually, as well as a part of the team and part of the group. And then also just like stylistically, the way the creatures look, I just think is super awesome. And I love that this is the episode that kickstarts you on the path to the season, right? Like the gang is going to Whitestone. They are going to confront Silas and Delilah. They're going to try and kill them, get rid of them, avenge Percy's family. Like that is the main objective of this first group. Figure out what they were working on in Delilah's creepy necromancy book. Like this is a very important episode in terms of where we're going in season 2. In a screenwriting sense, I would probably say that this is the crossing the threshold of like we are leaving Iman, we are leaving this part of Taldore, and we are going somewhere that we swore we'd never go again. We're stepping into unknown territory. We're going to do this as a team. We're going to figure this out. This is the end of Act 1 going into Act 2 for the entire show, for this season, I should say. And I just think that's really fun. I think it's a fun episode. I've always really enjoyed it. What did you think?
I love this episode. I think it's a great one. I actually have quite a few notes. This is probably the most notes I've taken for Legend of Vox Machina so far. I have that Uriel is still under the Briarwood's like charm. And then I also wrote down a quote from Grog, where it's like, "How can you arrest a house?"
How can you arrest a house?
It was so good. He was so distraught. He was like, "Aw." I also have that Pike's I wrote it's a like a pendant, but it's her
Holy symbol.
thank you. Yeah, it's her holy symbol to the Everlight is broken. Well, so she thinks that like her connection is broken. I also have that Vex shows Percy that the group is on his side for a bit, and then she regrets that after they get caught. Keyleth can't cast a ball of light, which I was wondering, do you think it had to do with her pushing off like her lack of confidence in her Ashari? And that's why she struggles a lot with confidence.
Yes, very much so.
It's like the confidence within herself to be able to cast it. So I wanted to see because you could see that hesitation and like, "Ooh, can I do this?" Like she just didn't have the confidence. So what were your thoughts on that actually?
The way spellcasting works in a traditional D&D sense is that you simply cast the spell. As soon as you know the spell, you can cast it. Now, in terms of what is considered an attack spell, something that does damage to another creature, you have to roll to hit that creature. So you line up your target, you say, I'm going to cast Moonbeam, or I'm going to cast, let's say, Eldritch Blast, one of my favorite cantrips. I'm going to use Eldritch Blast and I'm going to target Megan, like if that's what we're saying. But then Megan says, well, I'm wearing scale mail, so my armor class is 16 right now. When I roll my d20, I have to roll a base number, and then based on how powerful of a spellcaster I am and how good I am at spellcasting based on my my skill set will depend on what my modifier is. So it might be a +6 or a +8 or a +11 or a +2 depending on what it is. Let's say mine is a +6, and if I roll a 10, I roll a 16, I get to hit Megan, and then I deal damage to her. That's how spellcasting inherently works in D&D. The spell that Keyleth casts, I believe, is the Daylight spell, which I think is a 3rd level spell. I think it's a 3rd level spell.
I think you're right.
As a spell is what's called a concentration spell, which means that it lasts longer than a single turn. So for Daylight, I believe Daylight is a minute. It's probably a minute because that's like 10 rounds of combat. The way combat works in D&D is that every round is 6 seconds, which seems crazy. It is crazy. But there's in 10 rounds of D&D, that's 60 seconds, right? And a combat hardly ever goes that long. And so basically what that means is that Keyleth has to hold concentration for 10 rounds of combat to keep that spell up, which is why, if you'll notice, she doesn't do anything else but hold that ball up, and she never gets hit. That's another thing. Something in D&D when you're in a combat maneuver is that if you attack someone who is concentrating on a spell, you can attempt to break their concentration. When you deal damage to a creature that is concentrating, that creature then has to make a saving throw to see if they maintain their concentration. In this, Keyleth never gets hit, so that's never an issue. But point that I was bringing up with this is that Keyleth, by most D&D standards, if she wants to cast a spell, she can. However, what this show is doing is using a kind of very interesting technique of like sometimes magic doesn't always work. Like Pike's magic isn't working right now. We will find out why later on, which we believe as of right now has to do with her connection to her deity, the Everlight, Saren Ray. But Keyleth, we see her attempting and we see the ball forming, but it's not very powerful. In a D&D game, that wouldn't really happen. She would just be able to cast the spell unless the DM decides there's some other reason why that spell can't be cast. But I think in terms of dramatic tension here in the show, they're using it as like, well, Keyleth's very unsure of herself. She doesn't really know what she's doing. Pike is normally the one that does all this, so Keyleth has always deferred to her when it came to that type of thing. But when Pike turns around and is like, hey, why don't you do it? She's like, I don't know how. I can't do it. Until she's put under pressure and her facade kind of cracks and she's forced to do it. Like, do it or die kind of situation, literally. And that finally gives her the boost that she needs to do it. I think Keyleth, in terms of character arcs from season 1 all the way up to season 3, which is the last season that's out so far, Keyleth is the character that changes the most in terms of she comes into her own and becomes so much more confident stuff, which is great. If I had to hazard a guess, the showing of her not being able to cast the spell at the beginning is to show how insecure she is. I think you're right on the money there.
Because you can just kind of see it. It's like her tone and her voice and just like the body language, all of that. And you're like, oh, yeah, you're right. She did rely on Pike pretty much probably all the times that they've needed it. It was probably always Pike who was the one who did that. That's her and I've noticed it with Keyleth as the season goes on too. Like those are the moments where she does have those big character development is whenever it is kind of like maybe like a do or die moment.
Yeah.
So those are the big things for her because between those she struggles with the confidence, but she does really grow into herself and I love her. I really do. Keyleth is probably she is my favorite character.
Yeah, she's great. Kiki's great.
Love her. I also had on here that we have 2 on the mat counter, at least what I had.
I had 3.
You had 3. Which ones did
Yeah.
you have?
So Matt, I believe, voiced one of the guards that got attacked outside. He like screamed, and I was like, "That's Matt Mercer. That's a Matt
See,
Mercer
that's where I
scream."
lost him. That was the one I didn't get.
Yeah, and then he was just make a fucking sandwich. He was another one of the guards. Or maybe it was the same guard. It could have been the same guard and I just didn't recognize him. Maybe it was. And then also he voices Silas. So those were the 3 Matts that I saw.
I had the last 2. I didn't get that first one. And then I also had that I put Rafe's down for it, but Race attack Grayskull Keep and that Pike splits from the party.
Yeah, Pikey.
She's going on her own journey.
Yeah. She gotta figure out what the fuck's going on with her magic.
Yeah, seriously. Which, honestly, having alone time for character development is also not a bad thing as well. So,
being in a D&D party, it can be very hard to feel like your character's getting attention. In D&D, there's different classifications. There's what's considered a support character, in which is a character who serves to support other people. In the case of this, bards are support characters. So Scanlan is considered a support character. Scanlan doesn't do a whole lot of damage. He doesn't hit a lot of people, but he's there to what is considered buff other characters. So he can grant things called bardic inspiration, which means that he can give someone like an extra dice that they get to roll, like a d8 or a d10 or a d12 or whatever. so that they can add it to an attack roll or a saving throw or something, which could potentially be life or death, really.
Clerics are that way too.
Yeah, then you have characters like rogues who are very high damage, which I would not consider rogue a support class at all, which is what Vax is. So you've got your damage dealers and your buffs. Those are kind of the two different classifications. But Pike's got to figure out what's going on with her shit.
It was really sad seeing her and Grog. Just bye buddies.
I know. I love them. Well, that's probably the first time they've been separated since they met.
Probably, which honestly, Grog was probably really depressed about that. He's like, "What do you mean I can't come? What do you mean?"
I love that he immediately was like, well, I'll just go with you. And she's like, no, but they need you. And he's like, but what if I need you? And Pike was like, oh.
It gives the vibe of like that SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob goes to work and he's like, "What do you do
Patrick,
all day when I'm gone?" And he's like,
wait for you to come back.
That's Grog and Pike.
That is so them.
I love them.
Percy Squidward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vex is Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
Vax is Sandy. And Keyleth is Gary.
Not you putting the druid in the only like animal like snail position.
Yeah, I know what I'm about.
And then I feel like Grog is like one of the guys like the salty spittoon. Just
He's
like or Larry the lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grog is definitely Patrick, though. Let's be for real. Grog is definitely Patrick.
Oh, shoot, we already talked about that. Never mind. Guess I'll die.
I was like, girl, didn't we just say he's Pat? It's fine.
So that's kind of it. Just ran through some notes and everything and all that. What do you have?
So I started with I had a note about Allura. So Allura, you don't really get it too much in these first couple episodes, but Allura Vysoren is is a very important character in Critical Role because she is like one of the main NPCs, meaning non-player character, an NPC that Matt created when the group was playing D&D for the first time, and she is a character that her service to the story in the campaign, I should say, is that she is there to help Vox Machina. She is very much a supporting character for them. She's the one that kind of mitigates between them and the Council of Taldore. She stands up for them, and I love that you get a little bit of that here, where Vex is like, Allura, like Uriel is under a charm spell. She's like, you could be right, but you have to have proof. Like, she's willing to listen to them, and she's just so fun. For anyone who's familiar with the campaign, she is one of Matt Mercer's favorite NPCs besides Essek, who is my favorite NPC from campaign 2. Who we'll get into when we watch the Mighty Nein. But I just love Allura. I love getting to see her expanded as a character more in the show. You get to learn about her and Kima, and you get to learn a little bit more about how they came to be, what their dynamic is like outside of Vox Machina, which is really fun. We also met Jarrett, who I believe is another pretty prominent NPC that you meet in the campaign. Jarrett comes back around. I wrote down that he was part of the King's Guard, but I'm not 100% sure that he is. He is one of Uriel's soldiers, and he's a captain of the guard. Maybe that's what his term is, like the captain of the King's Guard. But Jarrett was the one, like pretty much the only survivor of the attack on Greyskull Keep. I made a note about Pike losing her connection to the Everlight. We get to see a little bit of the Everlight's domain there for a moment, in which that black void where Pike was going to look for her, praying, hoping to establish some sort of connection. I think visually that's such a good way to show that someone is praying. I just think that was really cool. I wrote down that I'm starting to notice dynamics between Keyleth and Vax, and then Vex and Percy, which is there's airs of romantic tension between them. I don't think it's quite as prevalent now as it will be later, but it's already starting to come up. We kind of see Percy and Vex as like dual leaders of the group, in which Percy is so stuck in his ways and does things on his own and is very kind of single-minded and selfish, where Vex is like, hey, we're working in a team. If you want to be a part of this team, we want to help. And Percy is open enough to be like, okay, fine, help me, but like, let's figure out how we're going to do this. They are kind of the unofficial leaders of the group, which is great. And then you've got Keyleth and Vax, who are very powerful and very strong in their own rights, but also have this kind of tension where Keyleth is there to pick Vax up when he's injured. He, hands her staff in that first episode, and they kind of have a bit of tension that we're starting to see that will be fleshed out in a handful of episodes.
See, if someone asked me, they were like, "Fixing Cassian or Keyleth and Vax?" Keyleth and Vax all the fucking way, every single day.
Caleb and Essek, Keyleth and Vax.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
I love my gay wizards, man. My gay wizards mean so much to me.
But just Keyleth and Vax.
But Caleb and Essek are Romeo and Juliet, except they don't kill themselves, they kill everyone else. It's so great. Essek's a war criminal. Spoilers.
Listen,
I'm gonna convert her, guys, don't worry. I'm gonna get her on the Shadow Gas train.
until the day I sob over Caleb and Essek,
That's fair. That's fair. Keyleth and Vax got some good fucking moments.
they got good moments, and I have literally sobbed over them.
Yeah, season 4 is gonna hurt.
Allie's moment in episode 12 of Andor season 2,
I don't want to talk about that.
that might be me in later seasons of Vox Machina. We'll get to that in the future, but you'll know why. If you're a critter, you know why. But
Critters know what's up.
Don't you even dare.
Oh, anyway. So I actually made a note about Keyleth and the sunlight as well, so we'll skip over that. I made a note too about Pike and Grog as well, even though we've kind of talked about them a lot. I love that they have like an innocent friendship, right? Where there's no tension, there's no power play. It's just these are two people who love each other, who care deeply for each other, who are best friends in the entire world. They are ride or die, and they remain like that for most of the show, like almost the entire show. There's a little tension at one point, but it's resolved. But yeah, they're so much fun. Pike and Grog, like I said in the reaction, are one of my favorite like pairings in terms of like friendships within Critical Role. I love Pike and Grog. We learned about Keyleth's Aramente, which is kind of like a trial that she has to go on. We learned that Keyleth left her hometown of Zephra to complete her Aramente, which... Did your camera just die, Meg? Or oh no, your eyes
no.
were just closed. Okay.
No, they're closed because I realized earlier I meant Armente because she's a fucking Irishari. I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, it's because of part of it. I twisted my words earlier because my brain's bad.
What did you say?
When I was talking about how her fear and like lack of confidence and stuff like that is because I wrote fear of like, how she's been putting off her Armente and all that stuff as a character and everything, and I said Ashari instead on accident, so I flipped my words.
I mean, she is an Ashari.
She is, yeah, she's an Ashari, but the context of the sentence was I'll correct it in post. It's fine.
We can fix it in post. Yeah, but Keyleth is a Keyleth, if you think of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, Keyleth is Aang. She's got to master all 4 elements. Keyleth is an air Ashari, which always confused me because she wears green. So in my head, I associate green like I do with Avatar. I associate it with the Earth Kingdom. So I always thought Keyleth looked to me more like an Earthbender than like an Airbender, but that's whatever.
Oh, same.
But yeah, Keyleth has to complete her Aramente. She's meant to master all 4 elements. She is an air Ashari, so she's got to complete. The next one is fire, I think, right?
Yeah, fire's next.
Yeah. And then Earth is 3, that's right. And then water is 4. That's a big part of her character. It's why she's not home. It's why she's with the group in the first place. And then I talked a little bit earlier about Keyleth's concentration, about her having to hold concentration on that spell, which is awesome because concentration is a bastard if you are a spellcaster. My final note was that the gang is headed to Whitestone without Pike. And I think all critters will know this, but this is, of course, a hint at Ashley Johnson being away for much of Campaign 1. And I think that this here with Pike leaving the group is a really great way of showing that, like, pay homage to a character who wasn't there, but at the same time, they're still going to expand Pike as a character because she deserves it, because she's so great. So we'll get to see a little solo Pike action here, which will be very fun. And in Campaign 2, I'm sure we'll get some solo Yasha action, which is Ashley's character from Campaign 2. But yeah, that was the last note that I had.
Well, I mean, I'm good to wrap here if you are.
I am. Okay, guys, we will end our reaction here. You guys can check us out in the next one, which will come out next week. If you are new to our channel, we also have watched Andor. Both seasons of that are up on our channel currently, and we are also currently at the moment doing Arcane, which will be coming out on Fridays. So if you want to check us out there, you totally can. Feel free. But yeah, I think we will wrap here for the day. Right, Meg?
I think so.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.